What's up, Internet? Welcome to the inaugural episode of Free2Play Weekly. This is a series that I'll be posting on YouTube as well as a blog that I'll be maintaining where I'll be looking at free-to-play games that are released on a weekly basis, trying out a few of them, playing through them, and then I'll be making these kind of recap videos with my opinions on how they play, how they fit into the free-to-play model, and how enjoyable, I find each game. And so for this first episode, we're taking a look at a game that released on Monday. It's called Balantica. Balantica's story revolves around two twins, Kane and Lily, and they are on a journey to deliver the scales of hope to an altar that they've been sent from their village to accomplish this task. And as they travel, they have scenarios that they encounter or events that trigger their hope to be tested, and in a slay the spire kind of way. You play cards to keep the scales of hope balanced between the brother and the sister, and they have different abilities that are specific to them. So, for example, there's a card that adds 3 hope to Lily's scale, and then buffs a different card in your hand for 5 hope, so that the next card you play has 5 additional hope. And so there's some gameplay mechanics of trying to make sure that you're keeping things in balance between the two, because if you exceed a gap of 10 or more between the two scales, so say you load up Kane with a bunch of hope, he goes to 10, and Lily is still at 0. They enter a suspended state, which is if they remain in that state where there is such a disparity between the two sides of the scale, you start to lose trust between them. And if you are able to finish levels within 1 point of hope between the two sides of the scale, so as balanced as you can be, then you can grow the trust between Kane and Lily. The playthrough I did took about an hour to do a full playthrough. I made it all the way to the altar, through the branching paths, doing all the scenarios. I did lose. I failed one scenario because it required so much hope that I just didn't have enough. My cards weren't able to generate enough hope. I was able to maintain balance, but I was short by like 40 hope or something. I think it was a difficult one. After you complete encounters, you get to add cards to your deck. Some of your events can lead to getting items, which they call belongings in this game. And then those give you abilities on your characters. Each time you join what I'll call a battle, there's a rule that takes place. So sometimes it's at the start of the day, remove 3 hope from Lily. Sometimes it's move, hope from one person to another at the start of each turn, not the start of each day. And so yeah, so there's each one's varied. Each one also has an increased number of hope required to be successful, and again, you're trying to balance that amount between both characters. So if you need 50 hope by the end of the 3rd turn, best case scenario, you're sitting with 25 and 25 to keep that balance. As you progress through, they'll get more challenging, both the scenarios being applied as well as the amount that you need for each success. And then there's also some events give you curse cards. Curse cards just a dead draw, so it's something that when you draw it into your hand, it doesn't do anything. It kind of delays your ability to generate as much hope as you need to because you have a card that's doing nothing. There are ways to counteract curses, so if you if you're presented with an option that gives you a pretty good bonus, but you get a curse card, if you camp at some point after that, you can remove said curse card, and then that way you got the good bonus without having to take too much of a penalty, because you can get those curse cards cleared out. Camping, you can remove a card from your deck or increase trust. In my playthrough, I never really needed to camp for increasing trust. I was able to keep trust pretty high throughout the playthrough. And then when you get to the end, there's a little cutscene, and then you can learn the truths or something, but I didn't get to learn one. I don't know if that's because I failed one of my scenarios or what, leads to that succeeding or failing. Maybe I'll get to find out in a subsequent playthrough. When it comes to ratings, here's where I placed Balantica. In terms of enjoyment, I put it at a 4. This is a out of 5 scale, a 1 to 5 scale. I guess 0 to 5 if it's egregiously bad at something. I could put 0, but I put it at a 4 for enjoyment. I really enjoyed it. It kept me hooked through the full hour. It was fun figuring out the puzzles of how do I keep the scales balanced while getting to the number I need to get to. For grind, I put 3. That means that it's middle of the ground in terms of grind. It is, while there's variations of the events that happen, it is a similar gameplay loop. That having been said, I probably have 40 hours of Slay the Spire, which is very similar, so it's not, even if it's a little grindy, that isn't necessarily a bad thing, depending on what kind of grind it is. Price, 5 stars. It's completely free. There wasn't a battle pass. There wasn't a premium version where you get extra hope or anything like that. It's a completely free game that you can go download, start playing whenever you want. And then in terms of draw, which is how likely am I to return to this title, I believe I'll play it a few more times at least. I want to see if I can get to the end without failing on any of the challenges, to see if I can uncover one of the truths, and see what I can learn about, the depth of the game going beyond just a single run. So, if you add those up, you end up with 16 out of a possible 20 stars, points, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it a lot, and if it seems like the type of thing you enjoy, I recommend you try it out. I'll put the link to the game in the description on Steam, and then I'll also have a link to the blog where I'm storing all of this stuff. Alright, we'll see you next time. Thanks.